Welcome back to another video from Crypto Safety First. This video shows how 3 Ledger phishing scams work so that you can learn how they operate. One of our colleagues, who resides in Germany, received the email displayed on the screen, from which we've intentionally grayed out sensitive information to protect our colleague's privacy. You may ask yourself, how come a phishing email has the name, surname, and mobile number of your colleague? And even mentions the country she lives in? This is an excellent question that we will answer in short. First, it's crucial to note that even when Ledger is mentioned, a red flag emerges when the sender's domain, acquireleads.com, has no association with Ledger. Identifying such inconsistencies in the sender's email is critical in recognizing phishing attempts. Approximately 99% of phishing emails can be identified through this simple check. Always check the sender's email address if you receive any phishing emails. To give you some reference, now we are displaying on screen a legitimate Ledger email coming from ledger.com. This second email by news.ledger.com also aligns with Ledger's official channels, and it is another example of a legitimate email from Ledger. Returning to the first Ledger phishing email, we'll further explore it to unveil the intricacies of these scams. The scammer employs a psychological tactic called amygdala hijack, creating a sense of urgency by falsely claiming a login attempt to our colleague's Ledger account. Then, our colleague is prompted to click on an account recovery attachment, exploiting the scammer's urgency. While our colleague is vigilant, it's essential to recognize that individuals with limited crypto security awareness might fall prey to such tactics. The phishing email's high probability of success is fueled by including personal details like the victim's name, surname, email address, home address, and mobile number. The scammer has all this personal information because a data leak some years ago compromised personal data belonging to Ledger customers. Unfortunately, these incidents happen to small, medium, and big companies. While it is unfortunate that this happened and that Ledger customers were affected, Ledger's hardware wallets are some of the safest and most popular devices on the market. It is a vendor that takes security very seriously. We encourage anyone to accept that this kind of incident happens to nearly every major company and consider that personal digital security and safety awareness are necessary. Data leaks from any source, and note that data leaks happen relatively often, can be used by hackers and scammers to organize spear phishing attacks. If you need to learn what a spear phishing attack is, please have a look at the link in the video description. Using a secured laptop, we have clicked the email attachment, which opens a web page. Note the URL displayed at the top of the page. Without going into too many details, be aware that this URL was already inserted into our laptop as part of a previous phishing attempt. Please have a look at the video description for more details. In any case, this web page first requires our colleague to confirm her identity, and for that, the web page displays her name, surname, email address, and home address. With such personal information being displayed, many people with less security and safety awareness would consider this website legitimate. If you bought a Ledger hardware wallet a few years back and want to know if your data was also leaked, we will leave a link in the video description to a couple of applications you can use to find out. Once we select a Ledger device and press the Continue button, a new web page opens where the victim is asked to provide a wallet seed phrase to be able to recover the Ledger account. All in all, this spear phishing attack has quite a high chance of tricking unsuspected victims. But it will not fool people who have watched this video. Please consider sharing this video with anyone needing to learn about this phishing attack. Alternatively, we would be grateful if you could give us a thumbs up so YouTube can recognize this video as valuable and make it more visible. The second phishing email is far less sophisticated than the one we have just covered. But it has some similarities that are worth reviewing. For example, the scammer stated that our colleague's Ledger account was at risk. In this case, it is due to a data leak. Like the other email, the sender's domain has nothing to do with Ledger. This is a good indication that this is just another phishing email. Before moving ahead, please note that even what looks like legitimate domain names can be deceptive. The picture on the screen is taken from one of our web pages, where we reviewed Unicode domain phishing. Unicode domain phishing involves using characters from different scripts to create deceptive domain names that resemble legitimate ones. Attackers exploit visual similarities to trick users into visiting malicious sites and disclosing sensitive information. This is often done through puny code encoding. You may be thinking, if the phishing attacks get so sophisticated, how can I differentiate legitimate from malicious domains or URLs? Your most important tool is your security and safety knowledge and experience. However, some online applications can be used to complement your knowledge. At the end of this video, we suggest a free online application that you can use to find out if a URL has already been flagged as malicious. In any case, in this second phishing email, there is a link to a phishing website that the scammers claim our colleague needs to visit to perform a security upgrade. We have clicked on the link to study how this phishing attack works. Straight away, we received an alert from Chrome warning us that the website we were trying to access was malicious. We know that and are taking precautions, so we have proceeded despite the warning. Still, this is a poorly organized scam, and the phishing website is missing the SSL certificate, so even if a victim ignores all the signs and warnings, nothing will happen due to the website's unavailability. While this looks like a relatively harmless phishing attack, please be careful not to open phishing emails to check what is on them. Instead, use educational content to learn what to do if you accidentally click on a phishing email or link. The third scam is more sophisticated than the second but not as well organized as the first scam. As with the other two scams, this email also proceeds from a domain, intrentino.com, that has nothing to do with Ledger. Once again, it just takes a brief look at the email sender domain to identify most phishing emails. In this phishing scam, we are asked to click over a link to visit a phishing website, nanochecker.com, and perform a security update on our Ledger device. On this occasion, we were not warned that we were about to visit a phishing website. This is an excellent lesson to refrain from over-rely on external sources to identify phishing websites and to develop our security and safety awareness. Once again, and this is a similarity to nearly all crypto wallet scams, we are asked to provide our wallet seed phrase. Of course, we will not do it, but we click over continue anyway. Then, the phishing website directs us to the legitimate Ledger website, and the scam is over for the victim. While the victim is trying to figure out what is happening, the scammer will recover the victim's wallet using the seed phrase and clean the victim's account. Before we finish, consider using free online tools to analyze suspicious domains or URLs. Like the one we are showing on screen, that has flagged nanochecker.com as malicious. It takes only a few seconds to navigate to the tool and input the domain or URL you want to analyze. We hope this video has been helpful to you and that you have learned something new and valuable from it. For more educational content, please subscribe to our channel or visit us at www.cryptosafetyfirst.com. Thanks for watching.